क्या AIB का कमबैक होगा कभी?
क्या शाहरुख खान ने गेम खेलने के लिए घर पर बुलाया था?
You hate us because you ain't us. Sorry, no, 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 no. The important thing in life is never lose Kida. Kida is the spirit that will carry you forward. अब बुला लो अपनी Rolls Royce. अपनी Rolls Royce.
वेलकम टू अ सीरीज जहां पर सक्सेसफुल लोगों को उनकी बिजी लाइफ से अर्बन कंपनी के साथ मिलकर हम देते हैं टाइम आउट। दिस इज पार्ट 2 ऑफ आवर कॉन्वर्सेशन विद रोहन जोशी।
So we are finally in South Bombay, and I think this is where you've kind of spent most of your life. I mean, you
This
were
is
born
at least I was born here. I grew up here. School, college, everything happened. I was one of those cliched South Bombay people. I'm sure South Delhi people के जैसे वो jokes होते हैं ना कि भाई तुम लोगों को तो मतलब इस एरिया के आगे पता ही नहीं है.
This is a known fact. आपको पता है कि everyone in the city hates South Bombay people, right?
हाँ, 100%.
आपको क्या लगता है? What do you feel about it?
I guess what I say is you hate us because you ain't us. Sorry, no, 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 no.
Mic drop.
Whatever. I think where it comes from is this sort of old this thing of कि मतलब South Bombay वाले लोग सब मतलब spoiled, brat, like you know बस like this rich posh वाले, you know, like very that basically, right? And I realized this पहली बार जब मैं college trip पे गया था कुछ दूसरे South Bombay लोगों के साथ, बस हम मतलब कहीं दूर नहीं गए थे, ठीक है, पूना गए थे। And that's when I realized कि South Bombay क्या होता है, क्योंकि जब हम पूना गए for some of my friends, उन्होंने लाइफ में पहली बार ऑटो देखा था, ठीक है। मतलब आउटसाइड ऑफ इसे कहते हैं हैशटैग प्रिविलेज, ठीक है। तो हाँ, थोड़ा आई गेट इट, बट ऑल्सो you know, ever since there have been crazy technological advancements like the Bandra Worli ceiling and of course the ultimate technological improvement, which is unaffordable rent in South Mumbai. People have started moving out and discovering other areas of the city also. तो वो चल रहा है।
ये ब्रिज के उस साइड इतना कम रेंट, इस साइड इतना मेगा रेंट।
अरे क्या प्रॉब्लम, आपने तो देखी होगी हमारी जो AQI है मतलब यार वर्ली से बैंड्रा दिखता भी नहीं है, तो मतलब साउथ बॉम्बे वाले को कैसे पता रहेगा कि है वहाँ पे।
हम दिल्ली से हैं, हम बॉम्बे के AQI के बारे में कुछ नहीं बोलेंगे।
दुनिया बदल गई है सर, मैं बता रहा हूँ दुनिया बदल गई है, क्योंकि आज मैंने चेक किया है आपका AQI बहुत सही है। आई वांट टू अपोलोजाइज। इनफैक्ट आई फील लाइक यू ऑल हैव कम हियर टू गेट दैट होम फीलिंग।
Wait for a month or two.
You wait, give it time.
We'll beat you guys.
Like you mentioned कि there were friends जिन्होंने कभी ऑटो देखा तक नहीं था। I'm assuming आपने देखा हुआ था।
I don't want to sound like oh I was some worldly guy. मैंने मतलब ऐसा है कि अगर मेरे दोस्तों ने कभी नहीं देखा था, मैंने एक बार देखा था। तो देखो मैं भी एकदम बबल में पैदा हुआ, ठीक है। इनफैक्ट द फर्स्ट टाइम आई actually learned दुनिया क्या होती है when I went to Chennai for college 1 year. When you take a guy from South Bombay who's still struggling with basic Hindi and now you make him live alone in Chennai, where like the Tamil to whatever language you're speaking divide is real, right? At the end of the day, because everybody there is fluent in Tamil and you're like, I have no idea what anyone is saying. And then sort of that was the first time very late in my privileged life where I interacted with students from all over the country. Like this thing, and I was like, अच्छा,
like अरे देश के बाहर गरीबी भी है।
मतलब हाँ ये अच्छा, it does take all types to make a world. I see.
Chennai I think hits you like the moment you book a cab, right? Cab driver दिखते ही एकदम पता चलता है।
like अरे सीधा एयरपोर्ट पे ही शुरू हो गया था तब तो, मतलब literally it was like जिंदगी में पहली बार culture shock हुआ था मुझे, where I'm just like it's the first time like I think I felt like a foreigner somewhere, not for any other reason than just because I've never been in an environment where I'm struggling to communicate with anybody else, right? And then there's that double feeling of, but this is my country still, this is my home, this is how diverse we are. And you know, I sort of for the first time saw, because if you've grown up in Mumbai, especially when I grew up, you know, there are debates about everyone should speak Marathi, everyone should this thing. And to now sort of be on the other side of that debate with another language, right? In a way, was a very interesting and honestly, like very humbling experience. I don't know what your swearing policy is given that we are on YouTube, but एक बहुत simple expression है जो there's no मतलब जो गर्मी होती है ना सर, like कभी organic नहीं निकलती है ना, तब वो बहुत अच्छा होता है। And I think every person needs to have an experience in their life where little like that गर्मी removal happens to become a decent person.
Yeah, I think that's very important. I feel in general हर इंसान को कुछ टाइम तो घर से बाहर लाइफ बिताना चाहिए, बिकॉज़ वो जो फर्स्ट मंथ होता है ना जब आप सब खुद सर्वाइव करते हो तो मुझे लगता है ऐसा कुछ अलग अचीवमेंट हो गया।
मैं 2 महीने बाद आया कॉलेज के बाद, ठीक है, वापस बॉम्बे। आई लॉस्ट वेट purely because twice a week I had to sit in that squat position and bucket wash all my clothes for the first time, right? Like the first thing I came home, I had never like मैं घर आके बस washing machine को देख के ऐसे हाथ लगाया washing machine को, ठीक है कि भाई
I missed you.
I not even अरे forget I missed you. It's just I didn't realize. अरे miss तो दूर की बात है. It's like I didn't realize what a role you play, right, in my life. I came back with abs just from washing clothes.
But this is so refreshing because generally लोग अपने privilege के बारे में ना एक तो पहले तो accept ही नहीं करते हैं that they are privileged, और accept अगर कर भी लें तो उसके बारे में इतना openly बात नहीं करते that yes मैं बहुत privileged हूँ और ऐसे मैंने life को सीखा समझा आगे जाना.
Honestly, like, I can't not acknowledge my privilege, right? After growing up in South Bombay, after मतलब अगर online में मेरी personality थी, like half the jokes are about the fact तू ठीक से हिंदी बात नहीं करता ही हो. Like first of all, man, I grew up like in a half Marathi, half Gujarati family where like the language of consensus was English. Like Hindi was always going to come late for me. Okay, like in the sense that I speak better Marathi than I speak Hindi, for example. But the main reason I feel like it has to be acknowledged is because, yaar, the fact is, if you live in a place like this, if you've grown up in a place like this, it's not even that you are 1%. You are probably 0.1%. तुम्हारा reality से जो disconnect हो सकता है ना, कि मतलब एक normal office जाने वाले बंदे की reality जो होती है, या anywhere else, like in just stupid things like taking 24-hour power for granted. Right, it shows you, and no, it sounds stupid, but just like अभी भी मतलब load shedding की बात कितनी जगह होती है, right? But just the idea that somehow even in the 90s, I grew up in the one sort of postage stamp sized area of this country that could take 24-hour power for granted, right?
Thank you.
So I guess part of acknowledging it is just, man, it's just like, I think there's a certain element of shame that I'm trying to get rid of, like about my own sort of privilege by talking about it, but ठीक है यार, मतलब अभी acknowledge करना पड़ेगा.
You build your career on your own, right? तो ऐसा you're anyways one step above the others.
100%. वो तो I thought that this, I keep telling myself I'm self-made, okay? Completely ignoring the fact that I was living with my parents, that they would have happily paid my pocket money for 10 more years if comedy hadn't taken off, etc. whatever. तो मतलब हाँ, failure का luxury था. That was very important, क्योंकि वो भी एक टाइप का प्रिविलेज होता है कि मतलब तुम कुछ ट्राई कर सकते हो और अगर वो नहीं चला तो मतलब हाँ पापा लगवा देंगे कहाँ पे, और वो मतलब दिल्ली में तो बहुत दिखता होगा आपको, राइट? मतलब हाँ, जानता है मेरा बाप कौन है, हाँ ATM पता है, ठीक है, सबको पता है.
हाँ, बच्चा पायलट है, पापा के पैसे उड़ा रहा है.
हाँ, ओहो, सर.
But actually, you were able to afford better restaurants even during your college life, right? So change क्या रहा college से लेकर अब तक?
Freedom or energy, ठीक है? Like I think the fact is that like if I think back to like 18-year-old me right now, he is basically an alien, ठीक है? Compared to the human being I am right now, वो alien था. मतलब वो कभी भी सोता था, कभी भी उठता था. मतलब जो एनर्जी थी, ठीक है. यहाँ एक चाइनीज़ वाला होता था, HR चाइनीज़ करके, सुबह 7:30 बजे प्रैक्टिकल्स के पहले मैं शेजवान खा के जाता था, ठीक है. ठीक है, आज मैं रात के 8:30 बजे भी शेजवान खाऊंगा ना, तो मेरे को बहुत सफर करना पड़ेगा अगले दिन. आई थिंक द मेन थिंग दैट्स चेंज्ड, इट्स गॉटन मोर क्राउडेड. डेफिनेटली आई थिंक द अदर बिग थिंग दैट्स चेंज्ड बिटवीन कॉलेज एंड नाउ, एटलीस्ट इन दिस एरिया, इज यार तब मतलब 2003 में ना मरीन ड्राइव पे लोग इतने रील्स नहीं बना रहे थे. ठीक है, लाइक मतलब बैठते थे, रोमांस करते थे, ठीक है, लाइक समुंदर को देख के थोड़ा प्यार. आजकल बस
रोहन, सक्सेसफुल होना एक चीज होती है, एक बार सक्सेस अचीव करके उसे मेंटेन करना is even more tough.
Yeah.
How do you make sure कि वो success maintained रहे?
Part of it is you have to keep learning. Like just if I had to say in my career alone, I have had to learn from live stand-up to the YouTube algorithm to short form Instagram content to shorter videos and reels to all of that. If at any point you start thinking that you are bigger than the distribution platform or you are bigger than the entire sort of game, I think that's where a lot of people lose their way. It's like working out. You can build your body, but if you don't keep going to the gym, if you don't keep like hitting those reps, if you don't keep watching your diet, if you don't stay active, you lose it all.
See, I think you've obviously taken a lot of decisions in your life, right? But at the end of the day, you are a human, and obviously, कोई ना कोई ऐसी चीज होगी that you still regret sometimes, right? Even though you've made your peace with that, is there anything that you regret till now?
Regret is a huge word. No, because yeah, my first ever thing that would have traditionally been a regret in life, no, was quitting engineering. ठीक है, बेटा drop out हुआ. But that ended up being the best decision of my life, right? Because it changed. So now every time something happens where I'm like, damn, should I regret this? I'm like, you know what? For all I know, there's just a lesson here that I haven't learned yet. Like today, whether it's the roast stuff getting us into trouble, or it's another joke, or it's a little, everything is a learning experience. Yeah, I mean, there's stuff that I've like occasionally feel bad about, but if I was walking down the street today and I found a time machine, there's still nothing I'd change. It's what gives you joy, right? And like sometimes I've realized that it's joy for me is just, can I eat a good meal? Can I have a good laugh with some friends? Did I watch a good show today? Did I have a cool conversation with someone today? और बस पेट भर जाता है यार. And as long as a few paychecks keep coming, उतने वैसे पेट और दिल दोनों भर जाते हैं.
कूल कॉन्वर्सेशन से तो आज भर जाएगा.
मतलब 100% सवाल ही नहीं है. You'll have to go left, but that's a one way. ओके फ्रेंड्स, वेलकम टू मरीन ड्राइव. ऑलरेडी हमने बात की है कि भाई अपने मुंबई में तो ज़्यादा टेरेस बैल्कनी का कॉन्सेप्ट नहीं है, ठीक है. तो ये ना अपने पूरे शहर का ना कॉमन बैल्कनी है, ठीक है. और यहाँ सब आके मस्त मज़े करते हैं. वेदर यू आर अ कपल, वेदर यू आर जस्ट टू फ्रेंड्स हु नीड टू टॉक एंड लाइक गेट सम एडवाइस, वेदर यू जस्ट नीड टू सिट एंड स्टेयर एट द सी फॉर अ बिट, व्हाटएवर इट इज़, you can just look at the ocean, enjoy, and if you keep walking on Marine Drive, you eventually end up at Chowpatty Beach, where there's all the food, there's Anando chocolate milk, there's pav bhaji, there's sev puri, there's just all the joyous things in the world. Just
So that
always a
explains
pleasure.
like you need food for everything.
You need food for everything, right? Without food, even if you're sad, even if whatever, good food, the ocean, little bit of sun, even with this smog.
थोड़ी सी हवा चल जाती तो मतलब
थोड़ी सी मतलब
रोहन को तो आदत पड़ चुकी है, रोहन के शरीर को आदत पड़
Yeah,
चुकी है.
man.
मेरे पसीने रुक ही नहीं रहे.
This, if there's one true hero of this shoot, all right, it is this F1 driver who has lost 65 liters of water today over the course of this one humid shoot. And we salute you. I want everybody in the comments to just be like hydration OP.
हाइड्रेशन होती.
Hydration OP.
ये हाइड्रेशन ओपी से ना मुझे रिएक्शन वीडियोस याद आए.
Exactly.
I think OP से वही हो गया मेरा.
Humans react to water.
बहुत ही अमेजिंग चल रहे हैं रिएक्शन वीडियोस. हाउ डू यू फील अबाउट देम?
I enjoy it. It's one of the best hours of my week. I get to get on a Zoom call with my friends, and we get to watch the best, funniest memes on the internet, and we get to do about them. Like, and that's my job. And it's just very difficult to, you know, feel unlucky in that situation. I just feel very, very lucky.
रिएक्शन वीडियोस जो आपने स्टार्ट किए,
हाँ.
दिस इज काइंड ऑफ लाइक अ सेकंड स्टिंट,
Yeah.
क्योंकि AIB का थोड़ा अब्रप्ट एंड हुआ.
Right.
And you guys were at your peak. You were
Right.
doing brilliant work. पूरा हिंदुस्तान देख रहा था, super famous. At that point in time, how did you handle the stress? Because हमारी ज़िंदगी में कोई छोटी सी चीज़ भी, if we have built, if that goes wrong, हमें समझ नहीं आता कैसे react करना.
Yeah, honestly, for those 3 to 6 months, day by day, it was literally, you know, that classic thing of sometimes psychiatrists and self-help book tells you get up, and then it's just about putting one leg in front of the other. Or to quote Rocky and Creed, one punch at a time, one step at a time, one round at a time, right? And that was it. It was day by day. There were days where it felt like I'm never going to recover from this. There were days where it felt like I didn't want to get out of bed. And then a lot of it was just sort of like we talked about, right? Where like I'm not a terrible person, I'm not an amazing person. The truth is I'm probably somewhere in the middle. So let's just get back to try and feel like that. And a lot of it only had to do with, and this is again where I want to thank my job, a lot of it had to do with just sort of getting back on stage and just processing some of those emotions being in front of people and on stage. And essentially that was the year in which I ended up writing Wake and Bake and performing Wake and Bake. And then releasing Wake and Bake. So it was a combination of love of friends and family, one step in front of the other, and then just sort of doing the work.
If in case you had to suggest something, what's the worst thing that anyone can do in such a low period or a low moment?
The worst thing that you can do in a feeling like that is just essentially allow yourself to spiral and you go into this circle of self-loathing, like कि ये self-loathing का एक ये भी होता है कि there's a point where it feels like you're whipping yourself, but उसके बाद ना you end up feeling like ये भी एक तरीके का comfortable blanket है. हाँ कि ये self-loathing में I'll just wake up every day, I'll abuse myself, and I'll be like I'll go back to sleep. Breaking that cycle also takes something. So I would say first is recognize that you're spiraling and find a way to break out of it. Alright, it's hard, it's not easy. It's not like you just realize the spiral and be like, oh wow, thanks Rohan, that's such easy advice. No, it will be one day of just like getting up and go hang out with a close friend, right? Where you don't feel like shame or this, that, where you just feel like you can be yourself. Go hang out with your family. Get off the internet. That's the other thing that happens with us, right? Where we're so online that we think that what the internet says about us must be true only. Then you go, you spend time with your family, you spend time with your friends. You hear that they love you, your mother still loves you, your father still loves you. You learn all of those things and you pick yourself up, and then one day you wake up and you realize you're not feeling as bad as you were feeling yesterday. And then you wake up the day after that and you realize, oh, I'm not feeling as bad as I was feeling yesterday. And then it's been sometimes, it can take months, it can take 3 months, it can take 6 months, but you just get to a point where you realize, oh, I'm healing. Right? And the worst thing you can do is stay stuck in one place and feel like this is permanent. This is also when you ask me, what advice do you have for your young self? It's to sort of just go remind them that nothing is permanent. Not the worst day, not the best day. And you'll have a very good life if you remember that for both things. Sir, are you okay? Sir, are you okay? Sir, डर लग रहा है, sir. Sir, started this interview in the morning with a tomato, ending interview with sun-dried tomato. Very, very good to see.
अच्छा रोहन, जिस टाइम में AIB was at its peak, frankly speaking, the way you guys integrated brands, that is the most native integration we have ever seen. Native, by the way, Urban Company का नया RO भी है.
That's amazing. That's amazing. And you know, I just want to say that we are currently in a city and you guys are hanging out with me. So this is Urban Company. What do you think about it?
Makes sense. This is what the company is all about.
On a serious note, what I wanted to ask was, उस टाइम के ऊपर the world knew you कि best काम कर रहे हैं ये लोग, पैसा आ रहा है brand से. That is a very comfortable life जो all four of you could have lived. But you kept pushing on boundaries, doing risky things. जैसे AIB roast. What made you do that? Take those steps.
I mean, were you guys like bored of the monogamy or what?
एक muse आती है और उस muse का नाम होता है कीड़ा. कीड़ा. The important thing in life is never lose Kida. Kida is the spirit that will carry you forward. Because yes, you're right, we could have done it. But like I said, we were getting bored. You make 4 of the same type of video and then you're only like, okay, we know we can do this. And we know we can do 10 more of this if we ever want to. But the greatest thing about whether it was AIB or whether all of us working together was the fun, and it was showing up and being like, Aaj kaun sa Kida? Right? Aaj kaun sa Kida? And at that point, like the roast is like, you know what? This is not a thing that people have done. Like our Bollywood culture is almost like shamefully like very like, it's like even you watch the award show, it's like किसी के family function में जा रहे हो ऐसे लग रहा है, right? कि जो मतलब I don't mean don't respect people or whatever, लेकिन तू कभी Hollywood अवार्ड शो में नहीं देखेगा कि जॉर्ज नहीं जाते वक्त ऐसे रॉबर्ट डाउनी जूनियर का ऐसा पैरी पौना कर रहा है जैसे उसके चाचा है. कुछ प्रोफेशनल रिस्पेक्ट और पर्सनल रिस्पेक्ट का अलग ये डायमेंशन होता है ना.
Was that also because आपने इतने सारे shows लिखे हैं ये, so you just wanted to show the reality as well?
Not just the reality of it, so much as also what we realized when we wrote these shows and we interacted with these stars and we realized that their on-screen personality, is actually one very tiny aspect that people see. So when you sit down and talk to them, these are normal people. Right? They also have great jokes. Like when you meet a Ranveer Singh in person or Arjun Kapoor or Shah Rukh Khan, you're like, man, forget the movies, forget them being a movie star. This is a great person to have a conversation with. This is I would love to just have jokes with this person. I would love to. So it also came from a place of that, where like, it'll be so clutter breaking to see these people who you have a traditional this thing of and see them in this way. And that's where that came from.
क्या शाहरुख खान ने गेम खेलने के लिए घर पे बुलाया?
अभी तक नहीं, and I feel like जवान और पठान के बाद तो chances are very low. Sir, very busy right now. वो जब उनका वो थोड़ा zero रईस पीरियड चल रहा था तब I think chance था. लेकिन
आज बट कैंप पे रोहन ने मुझे भी ये बोला we can hang out together in the evening.
100%.
I will let you guys know कि रोहन ने मुझे बुलाया.
100%. First we will take him to the hospital and hydrate him, okay? पहले आईसीयू में ले जाएंगे, थोड़ा आईवी वाईवी सलाइन वलाइन चढ़ाएंगे, उसके बाद बाकी सब देखेंगे।
I think it's a cycle. So Rohan needs to meet SRK sir, and then
We'll both call you.
us.
Yeah.
Right? So then it'll be a full circle moment. So yeah, SRK sir,
that.
I know you're not watching, so please, जो भी देख रहे हैं उनको भेज दो यार.
I just love the idea of being at Shahrukh's house and then being on the phone and being like, sir, मेरा एक दोस्त आया तो चलेगा क्या? I think we should get him some hydration.
Yeah.
But other than that, I think we're good. I think
Awesome.
we're good. I've had a fucking great time with you guys.
I
man.
won't even say अरे नहीं guys
नहीं
मैं
नहीं नहीं
ठीक
चाहिए,
हूँ।
इसको चाहिए पानी, ठीक है? आप लोगों को नहीं दिख रहा है, कैमरा के उस साइड पे 2 बॉटल पानी है, ठीक है? इसकी आंखें बस वहाँ जा रही है।
थोड़ी देर के लिए तो उधर कूद रहे थे भाई. हमने रोका, उधर पीने चले गए थे भाई.
Exactly.
आजकल कमबैक्स का सीजन चल रहा है।
हाँ हाँ.
क्या AIB का कमबैक होगा कभी?
No man, I think we did what we had to do. It was great for the time, and I think comeback का season चल रहा है, but also like reboots that are coming way too late and people going क्यों कर रहे हैं इसका remake, वो भी हो रहा है, and you don't want to be that.
Oh yeah.
You don't want to be that show that they reboot after 20 years and you go, why did they do that, right? Like, and I think that's where it is. I think each of us are doing different things. We've got everything that we learned still sort of in each other's lives, and I think that's enough. Like I think AIB was great for what it was, and we're very very proud of all of the things that we sort of achieved. But I think it is what it is, at least for now, in the short term.
इस लेवल का सॉर्टेड होना है, पता है मुझे लाइफ
मुझे लाइफ गोल्स दे दिए.
इस लेवल का sorted appear होना है. Hey, just keep it together on the outside. That's the important thing.
कार
That's
जाते
the
हैं
key
सभी
thing.
लोग मुक्का मार.
This is one of those conversations that I don't want to end, but आ गया है रोहन के घर, अभी जाना होगा.
It is time.
But-
I have arrived at home.
We
But,
hope you enjoyed.
I had
this
such a great
conversation.
time, man. I've had the best day.
Thanks a lot.
It's been a pleasure just eating, drinking, chatting, losing tons of body weight in water with you guys. And I hope you guys had a good time. Thank you so
We
much
loved
for
it. We
inviting me on this. And it's been a ton of fun.
Thank you so
We would
much.
love to do
Thank-
this again someday.
100%. दिल्ली में करेंगे अब.
हाँ दिल्ली में करेंगे.
दिल्ली में winter meal.
Perfect.
Done.
Perfect.
Done.
जब
कबाब खाएंगे,
आपका
chill
मन करे
करेंगे.
बता देना please.
Done.
We
Done,
will take
sir.
you on a food
Done.
walk.
Done. Please
Done
comment.
and done.
Please comment if you want to see the video.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Take care. Bye bye.
Thank you guys for being amazing urban company.
Yeah. पैसा
जहाँ
ही
से गाना
पैसा.
आता है वहाँ से बोल देना चाहिए.
अब बुला लो अपनी Rolls Royce. अपनी Rolls Royce.
हमें भी बिठा दो, मैं आज
Rolls Royce.
But if you like this video, please like करना, share करना, comment करना, and don't forget to subscribe to.
The Urban Guide.
From Urban Company.
You see, I see, we all see.
अभी हमारी पैसा बढ़ जाना चाहिए अब, ठीक है?